Hey you guys, welcome back to another video. I am seriously convinced that there is somebody somewhere praying that I don't get this video out, because I definitely filmed this already, but storage issues. I'm not going to get too deep into that. Storage issues, but we're going to try to make this cute, straight to the point, all that stuff, because baby. So anyways, okay, so skip. Before I get started, actually, if you're not already, make sure you go ahead and like, comment something, just because I haven't even got started. But make sure you subscribe to my channel. Okay, let's start there. And we're just gonna get into it. This video is gonna be basically like a life update, if I'm being honest, and just getting you guys caught up on everything that's been going on. A bunch of you guys have been writing me talking about, where's the video, like what's tea with you, like what's going on, girl, where you been, are you in Miami, are you single, are you this, are you that, and the third. Girl, so let's go ahead and start talking about Miami. Okay, we moved there, but it was more so of a temporary move to see if we like it. I say we, I'm referring to me and my ex, and we'll talk about the ex stuff in a second. But it was a vibe. Yes, I had a job and everything out there. However, I realized very quickly that that was not the vibe. They do not pay you your worth in Miami, and this is no shade to the job itself, because the people that I worked with were absolutely like amazing, and I'm very grateful for the connections that I was able to make. So if you're watching this and we met in Miami at Lifetime, that's where I was working. Shout out to you. You guys were incredible. Thank you for just being so welcoming and kind, honestly. But I realized, you know, in Miami, they don't really, you know, you have to have multiple hustles, let's just put it like that. And what I realized is that working at Lifetime, so I was a personal trainer, working there was like severely taking away from my online coaching business, which is basically like, you know, my main hustle at this point. So yeah, like I had to make a decision, and I decided that it wasn't worth it. The pros, however, of living in Miami, sorry guys, it's kind of hot in this car. The pros, you know, Miami is one of those places where it's like eat or get ate, and we ain't getting ate, the fuck. So we was definitely eating out there. We were definitely like, you know, we didn't have a choice but to hustle and really get after it with our businesses. So, you know, Miami helped me just like really take my shit to the next level, take it serious, and just, you know, go all in on my online business. It's really hard to even establish an online presence in itself. So I feel like just being in Miami, like I had a reason to get up every day and get after it. Now, the reason why it was temporary was obviously because we wanted to see if we even liked it, if it was like sustainable. So we basically were just like living out of Airbnbs while we were there. But that, like the Airbnb situation, it's not worth it. Let me just put it like that. It's just not worth it. Came back to Texas. When we were in Miami, I was in my bodybuilding prep for my first show. And, you know, when I was like, I want to say 2 to 3 weeks out is when I flew back to Texas. And, yeah, I'm trying to think. So yeah, my first show was in Austin, and that went really well. I placed, first place, true novice, and I placed third place for novice. If you're not familiar with bodybuilding, like the different categories, true novice is basically like all first-time competitors within your height class for your division. I compete in bikini, so I'm a bikini competitor. And then novice, where I placed third, you're competing against relatively new competitors, but some of them, it might not be their first time competing, but basically, you know, people that you're competing against are people that have never won anything, period. So to get third place in a class of like 13, 14 girls, and it was my first time competing, and my heel strap broke when we came out, and I made like the first call out, is crazy. Like my heel literally popped when I walked out on stage, and I still did my routine. I did everything I had to do and placed third. So I was happy with that. Obviously after the first show, had the cheat meal and everything like that. It was great. And then we got ready for the second show, which was only 3 weeks out. So the goal was to just get a little bit more shredded for the next show, because my backside wasn't as lean as it needed to be. Front pose, killer, but back pose, not so much. And I mean, that's pretty normal being a first time competitor. Like, you're not gonna go out being perfect. And to be quite honest with you guys, my goal for the first show was just A, obviously to have fun, but B, see if I even like the shit, like see if I even like getting on stage. And I loved it. I felt like completely in my element. So yeah, I went on and did the second show. In the second show, I only competed in the open class. And so basically open class is, you're going against everybody, like all smoke, you know, people that have been competing for years, people that, you know, maybe it is their first time, but all in all, like you're going against like girls that's coming with it, essentially. I didn't do the open class in my first show because I knew I wasn't ready for that, period. We need to see if we like it here first, you feel me? So the second show, I only competed in the open class, and I got second place in my height class. If you get first or second place in your class, then you're qualified, in the open class, by the way, you're qualified to go on to a national show, to compete nationally, meaning that it's a bigger show, it's more competitive, there's more girls, you know, the pressure is higher, like the list goes on, like it's a big deal. Because when you compete in a national show, you have the opportunity to earn your pro card as a bodybuilder, and basically that's like it's kind of like a status thing, but it can really take you the long way if you know what you want to do with it. So anyways, we're competing in a national show. I'm not going to say when. I haven't said anything on any social platform about when my show is. I've probably talked here and there to like some girlies that do bodybuilding, but and of course friends and family, but I don't want to like officially put that date out just yet, just because I want to like just prep in peace, and when I'm ready, when it's time, when we're getting close to it, you guys will know. So anyways, that was that. So after the second show, I decided to, and I'm just going to speak from my experience, I don't have anything negative to say about anybody. Okay, anyways, my phone overheated, so there's that. But we back to it, and I'm really getting aggravated because I'm really trying to get this video out to you guys, and there's always something, it's always some technology bullshit that's stopping me. If you're my family and you watch this, excuse my language, but I'm pissed. So anyways, okay, now let's talk about the motherfucking breakup. Let's get it done. So I am big single, period. I'm single. I'm outside. I'm not outside, but I am single. And basically, here's what happened, you guys. Without, you know, I'm not using this time to like specifically slander or anything like that. I'm just telling you guys like it is, my point of view and everything like that. So basically, you know, when you move to another state with a person, you kind of get an idea of like, you know, who you're dealing with. And again, this is no disrespect, no slander to nobody, because I'm too grown for that. I don't need to do that. I don't need to, you know, sway you guys to go this way or that way, or, you know, I don't need to do that. But what I will say is, you know, I personally have just grown and evolved into a different person. I'm not the same person that I was when I hopped into that relationship 3.5 years ago. And it is what it is. Like, I've had people write me talking about, I'm sad that blah, 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 and all this stuff. But I'm just like, y'all don't understand. Like, it's so easy for a person to talk about, you know, what it is that they want to see or how they wanted you to be in a relationship or whatever. But at the end of the day, you're not in the relationship, okay? I'm just going to say that. I still have love for this person, you know, my ex. I want to see, like, I genuinely want her to, I had the car in reverse, bitch. I genuinely want her to, you know, find fulfillment, find that person and all that stuff. But in this chapter of my life, it's just not me. I had to walk away, and I felt like, you know, at the end of the day, the person that walks away from the relationship is going to automatically become villainized. And I don't know if that's a word, I think so. And I've accepted that. And this is not something that I just rolled out of bed one day and was like, oh, I'm done. That's not the case. You know, I've checked out on multiple levels as a woman, and, you know, that tends to happen. And I've, you know, gone back and forth in my head. I prayed about it many a times, and it's just like one of those things where it's like, I wish that this wasn't how I was feeling going forward. But at some point, you just got to be super honest with yourself, because you're doing yourself and that person a disservice. So if you're watching this and you're feeling like, you know, you're stuck or trapped or whatever, you're in a relationship that, you know, you're pretty much checked out of, but you're just staying because it's comfortable, or maybe it feels safe, or maybe you just, you know, are codependent on this person. You know, this is your sign to just break free and know that God got you at the end of the day. You don't need to worry about nothing. If God has put something on your heart and you know, you feel like it's time for you to walk away, walk away. If it's a job, a person, a friendship, whatever, walk away when God says move. Otherwise, you're going to continue to be stuck, always wondering, you know, what your potential is and how you can grow. And at the end of the day, I'm walking away from this relationship, you know, a better person, a better mindset. We've definitely had our ups and downs, and, you know, we've created some great memories. I hope that one day that we can be friends. I don't know if, you know, my ex could say the same thing, but I'm just in a different state of mind now where I'm ready to just move forward independently, and whatever comes next, that's what comes next. But I'm just feeling called to like really get in alignment with who it is that I'm, you know, who it is I'm meant to become and what it is that I'm working towards. This has nothing to do with bodybuilding. Has bodybuilding played a role? Maybe. Bodybuilding, it has this way of evolving people. You know, you're under an incredible amount of stress physically, and, you know, you're not drinking, you're not really, you know, smoking and indulging in all those things that you normally would if you were not so focused heavily on like your health and all these things, you know. So did it influence me? Maybe. But did I walk away from the relationship solely because of that? No. Did I walk away because there was another person? No. And the reason why I bring this up is because these are things that, you know, I've been like asked about and stuff like that from multiple people, and I just want to put that shit to rest. And I feel like not all things need to be spoke on. This is my life, and this is how I'm gonna live it. So if you don't like it, go ahead and hit that subscribe, hit that unfollow, block me if you need to. I don't give a fuck. Okay, so with that being said, let's go ahead and move forward. We're working towards our next show. We're focusing on ourselves. We're building ourselves up, and that's that. Period. That's all I gotta say about it. I love you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next video. I am going to be uploading like videos. They're not going to be in order though, but I do want you guys to kind of like see the recaps of my most recent shows and everything like that. I even have some videos from Miami. I don't know if I'm going to upload them though, obviously, because my ex is in them. So it's like, I don't know how much I can even, you know, extract from those videos. But yeah, I'm yapping, but that's all I got to say about that. Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next video.